In this course, we'll be looking at Angular 2 and how it deals with forms. Now, forms are a really important thing for all types of applications. It's the main way that we're going to get data from our users into our application. And we'll use forms to do things like entering in information for a CRUD-style app so that we can save it to the database, or just doing any sorts of things like that. So what we'll deal with is how to build forms, and there's two different ways to build forms in Angular 2. And we'll look at how we can validate that data and do all those things that are necessary when building forms. So when we talk about Angular 2 forms, there's two types. There is the template-driven form, which is we're going to write all of our logic into the Angular 2 templates, and Angular is going to go through that template and build a data model for our form. So we can think of this as the implicit way to create forms. The second way is the model-driven way, where we do all of our logic inside of the class. We're going to explicitly create the model for our form. Now, both of these ways have their own advantages. The template-driven way is a little bit simpler and can get you up and running really quickly. The disadvantage of template-driven forms is that they can't easily be tested. And model-driven forms, this is where they come in because it's much easier to test them when dealing with large-scale applications. So we'll explore both ways. I would definitely recommend using the template-driven way if you're doing something very, very simple. But if you want to move into a more fluid and larger application, I would definitely recommend the model-driven way since it gives you a little bit more flexibility, it cleans up your template code a little bit, and we can test it. So to get started, we're going to switch over. We're going to take a look at the Angular 2 starter app that we created in the Getting Started with Angular 2 course that we have. And we're going to take this starter and use it as the base for our Angular 2 Forms application. So we're going to go ahead, clone this down, copy that, go into our command line, git clone, and let's clone this into a folder called Angular 2 Forms. And let's cd into Angular 2 Forms and npm install to get all of our dependencies. This will install Angular 2, System.js, and all the different things like TypeScript that are needed to start our application. Now that npm has gone ahead and installed all the dependencies that we need, and if you want to know more about the dependencies and what goes into an Angular 2 starter app, I'd highly recommend using the Getting Started with Angular 2 course that we have. But right now we have all of that set up. We'll just do npm start to start our server. And this will start up our application, get browser sync to look through and always update our app whenever we make changes. And now our Angular 2 application is live and ready to work with. So moving forward, we're going to get into template-driven apps, and then we'll move into model-driven apps, and we'll do a little bit more advanced stuff and validation along the way.